Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to be talking about these articles here. So basically, it's talking about like Fisker, which is an electric EV that is dying, and they're in need of fund, and so they might have a partnership with Nissan's. Okay, so if you're aware, Apple recently decided not to continue with their EV project after 10 years. So that's because right now in EVs industry, it's really hard for any companies to succeed. I think by far only Tesla is the one that has that is profitable right now. The rest of the other EVs manufactured, including even like the Rivians, they're losing monies on the EVs as well. And as you know, Lucid is struggling big time too. They can't even produce with the numbers that they projected in the year, and every quarter they seem to have to lower like the numbers for productions. It's easy to design a vehicle, but it's really hard to produce. So that's what we're going to talk about with this article, and I think this article is just right on. So let's learn a little bit about the CEO of Fisker. So Hendrik Fisker has had a passion for designing automobiles since he graduated from the Arts Center College of Design in Vevey, Switzerland in 1989. Later that year, he became a designer for BMW before moving to Ford and Aston Martin in 2001. In 2005, he created a new, I don't know how to pronounce that, for high-end automobiles before joining Tesla in 2007, where he was involved in designing with the Model S. So also, Peter Rawlinson also was in charge of producing and making the Model S as well. And he himself went off of Tesla and created his own company, which is Lucid, and I guess Hendrik is the same way. Later in 2007, he formed Fisker Automotive, which eventually produced the Fisker Karma, a plug-in hybrid sports sedan. The company received a $528 million loan guarantee by the United States Department of Energy as part of the Advanced Technology Vehicles Manufacturing Loan Program intended to encourage the domestic manufacturers of electric cars. The funds were to be used to develop the Karma as well as an affordable family-sized plug-in hybrid car. The loan facility was frozen at $192 million in February 2012 after the DOE claimed that the Fisker missed its milestones. According to the DOE, the government recouped a total of approximately $53 million months before the asset of Fisker Automotive was sold to China's Wang Seng for $149.2 million. Undeterred, Fisker Incorporated in 2016 that the company is now selling its first car, the Fisker Ocean's electric SUV. While there are plenty of orders, manufacturing has been an issue. Last week, the company said its current financial resources were insufficient to cover the next 12 months, and that it is laying off 15% of its workforce. It is said it might be forced to cut production, decrease investment, scale back operations, and slash more jobs unless additional financing can be found. So, you know that GM and Ford also, they were cutting back on EVs as well too. They are more looking into like, I don't know, something like a gas vehicles type. They said that the demand for EVs is slowing down, but only Tesla is moving forward with the EVs. Okay, so here, Fisker turns to an established automaker. According to Car and Driver, Hendrik Fisker announced during an earnings call last week that the company is negotiating with an unnamed large automaker to generate a strategic partnership. Until that partnership is in place, he said the company is pausing all plans for future products, including the Pear SUV, the Alaska pickup truck, and the Ronin convertible. We are not planning to start external expenditure on our next projects until we have a strategic OEM partnership in place, he said. Right on time comes news that the large automaker in the picture is Nissan, which Reuters says is in advanced talks to invest in Fisker in a deal that could provide the Japanese automaker with access to an electric pickup truck while giving the struggling startup a financial lifeline. That's according to the two people familiar with the negotiation who spoke to Reuters, even though they were not authorized to do so. The term sheet is ready and the deal is going through due diligence, one of the sources said. Another claimed the deal could close this month. Terms being discussed include Nissan's investing more than $400 million in the Fisker truck platforms and building the Fisker Alaska pickup truck at one of its assembly plants beginning in 2026. Nissan would also build its own electric pickup truck on the same platform, the source said. Nissan manufactures vehicles at factories located in Mississippi and Tennessee. Nissan has its own issues. Nissan was an EV pioneer with its battery electric Leaf hatchback in 2010, but has struggled since then in the face of competition from a phalanx of new competitors from Tesla to Volkswagen. A deal with Fisker would help it move into the growing electric pickup market, Reuters says, although that market appears to be shrinking rather than growing. So here, Ford is scaling back production of the F-150 Lightning, while GM and Ram are delaying the introduction of their own battery electric pickup trucks. There is speculation about midsize electric pickups coming from BYD, Canoo, and Volkswagen, but whether BYD would be allowed to sell vehicles in the U.S. or even once is a matter of intense discussion at the moment. So I don't think the U.S. government will want BYD, will allow BYD vehicles to be driven on the U.S. roads, because vice versa, right now in China, the Chinese government are not allowing any officials or any employees driving Tesla in their government by their government facilities, because they just don't want their Tesla to have all the data. So likewise, we don't want the Chinese to have the U.S. data. Right? So most likely, and BYD probably knows that, and probably will not be likely to be trying to go to sell vehicles in the U.S. The alliance strikes back. Once upon a time, Nissan and Renault were bound together in a strong alliance, but the relationship deteriorated after Nissan seemingly had Carlos Ghosn, the CEO of the so-called alliance, imprisoned in Japan. Locking up one spouse is hardly a recipe for a happy marriage. Since then, Nissan and Renault have been in more of an open relationship, with both able to consort with whomever they choose. The talks between Fisker and Nissan are coming in the wake of the new rebalanced relationship. The more limited alliance removes certain restrictions and has opened the door for Nissan to develop growth plans in areas such as EVs and software independent of Renault, said one of the sources who is familiar with Nissan's thinking, before adding that Nissan is pursuing many opportunities. That's usually what people say when they have no prospects and are at their wits' end. Fisker also said Thursday it was in talks with a debt holder about a potential investment. Fisker said it aims to deliver between 20 and 22,000 Oceans vehicles in 2024. A lifeline for Fisker. The deal might be the lifeline it needs to survive at a time when aggressive price cuts globally by EV leaders Tesla and BYD are pressuring the industry, especially for startups like Fisker, Lucid, and even Rivian. Okay, the company has struggled to sell its flagship Oceans electric SUV after high interest rates led to a slowdown in demand. Fisker CEO Hendrik Prisker previously told Reuters that the company was in talks with 5 automakers about a partnership to secure additional production capacity for its vehicle. On Thursday, he said talks had narrowed to 1 automaker, and a deal would include joint development of 1 or more EV platforms in North American manufacturing. Now it seems that one automaker is Nissan. Fisker unveiled the Alaska pickup truck last year with a price tag of just over $45,000 and said it was slated for production early next year. The Alaska platform is an extended version of one that underpins the Oceans, and it and any related vehicles from Nissan would compete in a segment that includes the Ford F-150 Lightning, GM Chevrolet Silverado electric trucks, the Rivian's R1T, and Tesla Cybertrucks. Although the Alaska appeared to be about 2/3 the size of the Cybertrucks. The takeaway: Hendrik Fisker gets an A for perseverance. He has been promoting himself and his reputation as an automotive designer for nearly 35 years. His refusal to accept defeat despite numerous setbacks is laudable. But Nissan's finally pulled his chestnuts out of the fire. If there is a lesson to be learned here, it is that designing car is easy, while manufacturing car is hard. This sounds very familiar. Who said this? Tesla, Elon Musk. He said that, and this is true. Probably what we are witnessing here is two companies struggling to stay afloat in tricky cross currents. There's no guarantee either one of them will survive. The car business today is very much like it was over 100 years ago, when every bicycle mechanic, wagon maker, and blacksmith decided to make automobiles. Some succeeded, but many fell by the wayside or were gobbled up by the larger companies. The question here is, if Nissan and Fisker will both disappear tomorrow, would anyone notice? Most likely not, because Nissan, they were known back in 2003. They had an Infiniti G35, the Nissan 350s. Those were the day where they were known. Ever since then, nobody cares about Nissan. The designers, the cars, the architects, whoever designed the cars, suck. Those people should be fired. Okay, so if they were to be gone today, nobody would even care about them. So this article is really good. And 400 million, I don't think that's even enough for... It's enough. Just like Lucid, people, they keep on asking for more funds because you need a lot of money to ramp up productions. And again, how much is enough? Nobody knows. But all we can do is good luck to the two companies, and hopefully they survive, so that way we can see more competition, because a truck in the $45,000 range is really, really nice to have. So wish them the best of luck. That's it for this video, guys. Thank you for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.